Alright, good evening everyone, welcome to the channel. Tonight we are back with Pillars of Eternity. So we are deep in the part of the second part of the DLC, White March Part 2. So we're going to have a quick look at what quests and stuff we have open, and then we'll get stuck into what we have to do. So in terms of the main quest, the main storyline, the only thing we've got is the end of Act 2. We're waiting to finish up that because once we do it, Defiance Bay will change. We don't want to force the changes just yet. We want to make sure we visit it everywhere we possibly can. White March Part 1 has been completed, including all the side quests. Well, just the main quests here, but we have done all the side quests as well. Okay, White March Part 2. We've done the first part. We've now got these last two parts we're working on. Well, one of these, the Forgotten Army, I think, stays open the whole way through. And then we're going to go through the other one. The Phylactery's Promise is the one with 2 dragons and a very powerful wizard and apprentice. We tried that a couple of times and failed. We should get Manahar's quest out of the way here as well. Once we finish White March Part 2, we'll probably head back and do Battle of Yenwood Field. And then there's a bunch of others that are either companions or Cade Newer type quests. Same goes for tasks. They're mainly bounties or Cade Newer related. So we've taken care of all the other bounties and everything else, particularly related to the DLC. So we should be good there. Okay, so we are currently inside the Abbey of the Fallen Moon on the first level, the Halls of Presence, I think. So now we basically head in there and take care of people. Alright, so we've got to be more wary of... The Crescentwoods are pretty hard. They're like a paladin. Your sellswords, though, tend to be more like a fighter.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Ah, that was a little bit more painful than I was expecting.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Slow and silent.
Well, if that gives me the maximum supplies, let's camp. Come back that way, I think. Hmm. Alright, what do we got? We got a crescent wood and a tidal fist. Tidal fist first.
I'll take a peek. I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Veggies. I know what I was missing for a bunch of things so far. Got a little bit of space left.
And what do we have here? I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Yeah, actually, I might trigger it. What else can stand over here? We do have spare camping supplies, so always reuse them.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Right, let's go take care of things. Right, tidal fists first.
Show 'em how I'll teach you a...
That's no help.
Done.
I would welcome the extra strain. If only I had room.
Easy does it. I can think of a better place for this stuff. This calls for a subtle touch.
Right, let's get out of town. Right, so we've done the, I guess, the entrance halls. Time to move deeper, I guess. Right, I wish we could just go straight to the world map from there, but well, that's the intent. Just out of interest, what does our character sheets look like? Okay, we got, what, 11,000 XP to go? I mean, we're level 15. Alright, so we're going to go back to Stalwart Village. Come on. Right.
So, if our watcher hadn't come along, you would have let those drunks carve you a new nose.
I was softening them up.
When trouble boils over, it's boots or blade, Aloth.
I was sure you'd consider booze an acceptable option.
Yeah, it's an option. Come on. Alright. Okay, let's get rid of that. Right, I think we're good otherwise. Alright, no spells, no scrolls. Oh, hang on. Wrong character. No, nothing new. We should have sold it. Will breaker. I don't know if I've checked that one. Nothing new. Alright, let's check. Stronghold. Alright, back to it. Right, so I've cleared those front halls, plus the quarters, I guess. Everyday quarters on the left. I wonder how much it's expecting us to. Well, I don't know how much the game's expecting us to visit as part of, I guess, routine. As in, is it expecting us to completely clear the halls out? Maybe. We'll see. Right, all the way back. Probably could have taken a rest, but no. Alright, so we came through here into a hallway. I don't know that we want to go straight away here. See what other options we have. Takes us into the hallway as well.
Easy does it.
Reliquary. The reliquary, hang on. Upstairs. I'm not going to just say just yet.
Smells fresh. That can't be the salt well.
Oh yeah. Come on, get him down. Yes, Alice got low health, but take second life.
Indeed.
It may be arcane veil. I don't know. Let's see what else we've got. One per rest. Yeah, tempted. But that was a lot more violent, a lot more difficult than I was expecting, to be quite honest.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
You could, but pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to be for the gift bearer. No. Wrong room.
Easy does it.
That battle was a little bit more painful than it needed to be, I think. I think we'll go back out the main.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
Save game. Right. Splat.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Huh. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 13 plus a bit. Okay, we had middle lattice bounding. No. We did pick up a couple of spells that I know are already equipped. Prayer against fear. No, that's maxed out. Paralysis. That seems to be also well, okay, they just added to it. Must have. How about we actually look at, can we make something? We can. Dragon meat dish. I think I'm tempted to look at that. Thought I grabbed an egg before. I thought someone grabbed an egg. Could have sworn that. Anyway. Maybe I do need to.
Easy does it.
I didn't leave an egg behind, did I? Huh. Maybe I did. How about we rest?
Easy does it.
Everyone's back up to full health. I mean, dragon dinner is not a bad suggestion. Where did it end up? Should be 3 of them. Unless it's like next page. Nope. Who ended up with 3 meals? Ah, right up there. Okay, I can live with that.
You've made a grave mistake. I will correct it in Andra's name.
Okay, what do we got? We got the abbot himself, a Gale singer. Let's start attacking him. Alright, what do we have? A Faithbinder, a Tidal Fist. Mine goes Gale Singer. Okay, we're going to send Ida over here to the Tidal Fist. Manaha over here to the Faithbinder. Alright, where are we looking? Aloth, let you put your ebony spiders down. Resonant touch. Tempted.
Watch our backs. Time to watch our backs.
Alright, we're going to revive. Got you to mark. Manaha. So Manaha is going to revive the fallen. Downed them.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Okay.
I'll take a peek.
Yoink. Six items left. Ready to go sell a bunch of stuff again. Robes. Did I actually get... Okay, I got the Ring of Deflection, so I'm presumably got whatever he had on him. A Spellward Amulet, yes. Robes to the Tidebringer, there we go. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
Let's save. And basically, we've cleared out most of up here. We know how to get to the reliquary. Got to head downstairs at some point. I don't know if there's patrols on
Smells
this
like an
side.
ocean breeze. We've got to be close.
Nice and quiet.
Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Do I want to? Scrolls. Don't want to use those just yet. Nicely done. Hmm. 5 slots left.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
A swamp lurker. Oh, that might be interesting. Oh, what's that? Dart trap. Hail of darts. Okay, got room for one more item, and I may as well move across. Orb trap. No, I didn't have that.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, let's get out of town. And go and return all that stuff. We'll go and trade it in. Again, nearest place is all the way back at um the town. Alright, travel again. Alright, let's go trade.
Can't understand why everyone else is bundled up. It gets hot as soon as the sun rises.
We could burn their clothes in the night to open their minds. They would thank us in time.
Yeah, ideally not. Got a feeling I've not overstayed a welcome, oversold stuff to this guy. Ah, didn't want to do that. Give that back. Alright, I think we've got everything. Most things. Yep. Okay. There's a grimoire I need to check out. Right, nothing new. I can trade that off. Done, 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 done. Right, let's just check inventory. Someone's got... A lot of people have Prayer Against Fear. Manaha and Sagani. Let's take those off you. Move them to stash. And instead, we will give you Jolting Touch, I think. Yeah, we'll roll with that. Those to stash, and what we'll do is we'll give him major endurance. Right, back out there again. Right, so we've come up done the left side, we've done the middle side, we're going to do the right sides of this halls of presence, and then we descend into whatever's underneath. Right, let's roll. I went the wrong side, of course, didn't I? Right, this will come in the side we were just in before. Right, let's push.
Nice and quiet.
Right, what do we have? We have a Mind Gazer, we have a Crescent Wood, a Spell Seer. Drop them.
I shall be discreet.
Right. Right, I found stuff to go with the rising tide.
I will walk unseen.
And what do we have here?
Huh.
It's here. The salt well. You know, I thought it'd be bigger. Gift bearers say the heaviest regrets and greatest sorrows get left here. So it better be. You know how when you've been thinking about something so long, you're worried that when you finally get it, it won't be what you expected?
Uh, hmm.
I mean, for all we know, that thing's just filled with leeches. Don't remind me.
Uh,
Good. Anything's better than this. Okay. Oh, that's cold! I think I'm going numb, actually. This is the right pool, isn't it? Hey, gift bearer or not, don't think I won't pull you in here, too. I've got it. Took this from the Marchezo cellar the night I awakened. Been saving it for a special occasion.
Stand back!
Dun dun dun.
Allow me to retrieve her. I will fight this wine tentacle monster.
I remember running, but I don't remember what chased me. And I remember fear, but I don't remember what scared me. I gave something up, but I don't remember why. I'll take your word for it.
Three. So that's her side quest.
I see where you're going with that. Consider it done.
Alright, fair enough, we're out. Alright, so we've done those two rooms.
I can think of a better place for this stuff. I'll teach you a lesson!
Ow.
Our number is diminishing!
Ah!
Step lightly.
Alright, that's the halls of presence done. Let's get ready and go downstairs. In fact, we probably should get everyone's health back up. I don't know. I've saved. We'll see what happens. See what happens. Alright. Where did I come in? Alright, we definitely need a rest.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
So I'm not 100% sure where I've come in. Looks like there's something to the south, or to the west and to the south.
I can think of a better place for this stuff. Come on, drop him.
I'll teach you a lesson. That's not very helpful.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Oh, that's straight out to the Abbey Full Moon. I mean, we can do that. Let's have a look at our inventories and everything else. A little bit of space left. Let's equip that.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Not a sound.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
I'm flattered, but where would I put that?
Save. Now, Sagani got knocked down. I don't want to go get knocked down again. So we should really be very careful. Check the map, see how we're progressing.
This calls for a subtle touch. I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Wave crested key. Oh, I'll definitely take that. Right, okay, we're going to run back to the town. Probably should take a rest in Stalwart. Probably should. And I think we'll go do the battle of, well, we'll push forward with this. I think we'll get enough time to get the quest finished. And then make a push into Battle of the Yenward Field. We might do some more Cade Newer stuff if we have time tonight. I mean, looks like we've got time. Just comes down to how slow it's going to be to load and unload and... Yeah, we've got to remember she's been knocked down once. Push, 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 push. Round we go. Okay, what have we got for sale? Right, some of this stuff's supposed to go directly to an inventory like that. And the lockpicks or something.
I can think of a better place for this stuff. Right, I think we're okay for now. And we'll get Aloth to look at that grimoire. Alright, we can sell that off. Let's look for ingredients. No, no vegetables. Alright, close out, everyone's there. I mean, for the sake of... We'll just remember that Sagani can't drop again. Trying to avoid needing an unnecessary load, which will be if we went into the tavern.
let's go straight back into the Halls of Silence. And remember, Sagani can't take a second knockout. In fact, now that Manahar's quest is done, we've done Zawa's quest as well. We can probably trade them out. I mean, Zawa's not bad. Manahar certainly seems to be more useful. Zawa's good because his lore level is really nice and high. But he does seem to be rather squishy for a monk. Alright, let's get in there and have a look. A check map. Yep, we've been there.
Keeping an eye out. Keeping an eye out.
There's an external exit there. Ow.
Show him how it's done!
Dead on.
Perfect!
Curses! Nice and quiet.
That's the second body. Didn't see that one. Actually, if we've got spare camping supplies, we'll camp now. Take the rest.
Take those. Check map. We've done that.
I'm on the trail.
Alright, let's save. I'm not 100% sure what's going on down here, but we did take the rest to give Sagani her knockdown back, or her unconsciousness back. Up, up. Everybody's upset with me. Okay. How did he knock him out? He wasn't even engaged at that point.
I'll take a peek.
Didn't we have our fill of lunatics in Brackenbury?
Who's there? Is that you, Edith? I thought I'd lost you.
I see this man's mind, shattered, crumbling, even as we stand here.
I called for you. I wanted to search, but the blizzard lasted days. I'm so sorry. But wait. We did find you. When the thaw finally came, I saw you rigid, frozen. You cannot be Edith. No, We are in the Abbey. Gift bearers. And you must be the tide bringer. Do I imagine this? How can that be? The Abbey does not receive visitors. I suppose it matters little. The tide bringer will come one day, and the terrible cycle will continue. The halls of silence. They take our minds, memory by memory. It would be peaceful, we were told, like going to sleep. Look around you. We, the low tide, who have been sealed down here all these many years, do we seem at peace to you? We are lost, terrified. Did we? We did. We chose it when we thought it was our duty and that it would be peaceful. But the more we forget, the less we understand. Every day something familiar becomes strange. If I had known, I'd never have accepted my assignment to the Abbey. Nor would many, I suspect.
He made his choice when he was of sound mind. He's not himself anymore. Better to finish the ritual and release him back to the wheel.
The Tidebringer comes to replace the High Abbot. The ritual is called... It is called... The Rising. Yes. We carry so many memories. Tragic or dangerous some. We live above for a time, devoted to Andra. Then we come here to forget it all, wash our souls clean of the memories. When it is done, a Tidebringer is summoned. Those above, the high tide, they become the low tide. It means they are brought here to the halls of silence. But not before the old low tide are removed, drowned in a flood, and swept away. No one has asked me in I don't know how long. Who was I? I was the High Abbot, wasn't it? High Abbot. Parentis. That was me. Or the one before me, if not. No longer, though. I am just another brother of the low tide. I remember a woman. Was she my wife? She had curls in her hair, and she spoke softly. What became of her? I carry so many memories that I took from strangers who wanted to be rid of them. I don't know what's mine anymore. And there are so many holes. Every image a blur or a void. Would that I could be free of this place. Free to make new memories. To know who I am. Few of us know friend from foe anymore. I may be the only one left who can still speak for us. They are peaceful in their hearts. It is this place. It has confused and agitated them. Please forgive them. There is a relic, an aspergillum, it was called. What was it? Well, it doesn't matter. It controls the floodwaters, but also the outer floodgates. Andra's Witness.
G'day.
That is the name.
G'day, Gintasterus. How are ya?
It is down here, but I don't recall how to reach it. The High Abbot knows.
Well, he'd know.
If you can find out from him, you could set us free. Open the gates. We would leave in peace and finish our lives in dignity. We are all so old now. There is
Yes,
little
yes it
damage
is.
we can do in this state.
So I've got it on the PC as well, but because I'm a bit of a platinum trophy hunter, I
I don't know.
realised I had
This
a
old fella in Gilded Veil. Looked harmless. Couldn't
had a
talk.
copy on the
He'd bite
PlayStation
you,
4,
try
so I
to
thought I'd
steal
give it a
his steak
chance
when
playing on
all
the
was little.
PlayStation 4. Yeah,
Once we are free
it's
of this place, we will be able to make
if I was playing with a
memories
keyboard and
again.
mouse, it
The
would make
confusion
party
and
management and combat
paranoia
management
will pass.
and scrolls and potions and spells so much easier. As it is, basically, I just let combat auto combat most of the time. I'll show you what I've done so far.
Use the door behind me. Safer that way.
Well, it would have been, but I went the other way. Okay, so I've done most of the second act of the main story because I don't want to destroy Defiant Spade till I've had a chance to go through as many of the maps and locations as possible. I did see that. I read that just the other day, actually, in fact, like a day or so ago. I'm like, awesome. But let me just collapse that one. So we've done all of White March, and I've actually defeated the dragon as well. That was a hard battle, especially with the console setup. Doing most of the White March Part 2 at the moment. Once I've finished both parts of the DLC, I'm going to head back, do as much of the Cade Newer quests as possible, and underneath that as well. I think the next thing after I finish this will actually be to do the Battle of Yenwood Field, and then head back in. We are currently pushing... where's my character sheets? There we go. Level 15. So my main is... Stupid curses. Stupid console. It is, but if I'm going for the plat on the console, I've got to do all of them. And the one that irritates me at the moment is Phylactery's Promise, which is the one where you take on Lengrath and the two dragons and the acolyte, or the assistant. I mean, even at level 15 or level 14, I just didn't have the right setup. And what I found so far with the game is 1 or 2 levels makes all the difference in a difficult encounter. And not only that, but there are specialized builds, or not so much specialized builds. If you equip the right gear and set up, then the combat actually rolls. Like when I took on the dragon, when I finally defeated the dragon for the split, what was it, the split souls one, that eventually just rolled straight through. I took almost 0 damage, yet I hadn't changed anything from the 10 times it had party wiped me. And it's just like, it's, yeah, so I've got Beast Slayer on a lot of the stuff. So my party is, the main is a Wood Elf, Paladin, Kind Wayfarer, Dead Archipelago Slave. I've got Aleth with me, Ida, Manaha, Zawa, and Sagani. Now, I've done both of their... did I finish Zawa's quest? I did. So I've just finished Manaha's quest as well. What I find is Sagani... Well, in this game, it took me a little while to get used to the idea. 1, you don't get XP from combat. 2, actions in combat are not limited to a 6-second round or the standard sort of D&D type round. So you've got potential different members of your party taking actions at different times because one takes longer than another. which doesn't help so much for range characters. Also then that you can't just melee rush a character with 5 party members because they just won't get shots in. So if you're going to have 2 or 3 party members standing around doing nothing, you may as well make them spell slingers or ranged. And what I've noticed is Aloth, now that he's a higher level, is decent in terms of spell slinging and pace. Sigani, even though she's level 15, is still relatively slow on the shots. So I will show you what they're equipped with in a sec. I've got the full party back. I've got everybody else back at Cade Newer, so I've got every possible companion. I found wow. I haven't used Grieving Mother yet. I found Cypher a bit weird. Like, I get... Okay, Paladin isn't really much different from a normal type D&D games. Wizard, it's a wizard. A fighter's a fighter. A barb, yep, cool. A monk, yeah. Now, see, I find the monk a bit weird. Even though he's got great health and endurance, he gets squishy sometimes. And that's a bit of a difficulty. And then he has Sigani. But Itamak is worth his weight. We have... Let me go back out of that. Now, because it's console, my inventory is limited. I've only got 100 slots in my slash, in my stash. So, okay, my main is running with Garrod's Chorus, White Crest, Ring of Thorns, Boots of the Long March, Consul Hout's Skull as the pet. Kind of funny having him running around behind. Consul Hout actually helped take down the dragon in the end. Problem is, as long as the dragon doesn't focus on him, if the dragon's not focused on him, Consul Hout is great. We've got Cloak of Protection, Siegebreaker Gauntlets, Ring of Protection on the other side, Girdle of Mortal Protection, and I'll admit, up until probably 2 sessions ago, and this is my 30th session, I wasn't using quick items or spells or potions. And even now, I'm barely using them. Aloth has got his grimoire, but I filled it up with other good things. Oh, sorry, the weapons. So my main's carrying a scarab, got a couple of traps. He's got Potion of Iron Skin. He's got Whispers of Yenwood and Larder Door in Group 1. And in number 2, he's got Guan's Share with Beast Slaying attached, Burning Lash as well. And Unforgiven with Beast Slaying and Burning Lash. So he's going dual wielding flails. Aloth is running Tempered Helm, Golden Scales, Medium Armor because of Reflecting, Siege of the Arcane, Dead Man Stands, his Grimoire, which has been filled with everything I can find, Girdle of Constitution, Ring of Wizardry, Braces of Spiritual Power, and Nidin's Finger. Mind Lance is pretty good. He's carrying a figurine, Restore Crit Endurance, Prayer Against Treachery, and Scroll of Maelstrom, although again, I don't really get to use them. Scepter is his main, geared, he's soulbound, and in his backup he's got Kurok's Brand. Ida is running melee, so he's wearing Sanguine. I was giving that, like alternating that with the main, but then I'd realised Ida was still running around in medium armour. So he's now running Sanguine Plate and Helm, Ring of Deflection, Reflex on his boots, Movement Rate bonus, Resolve, Crit Multiplier bonus, and Reflex and Healing bonus. He's got Regen, Spirit Shield, Iron Skin, and a figurine. He's running on his alternate set a fine warbow. I thought I actually had something better, but anyway. And then a Dragon's Maw shield with some pretty decent stuff, plus Dragon's Breath. And then he's running a fine saber with Burning Lash and Kith on it. I probably could alternate it for something else. There is a hunting bow with freezing lash and beast slaying on it, but I find Ida as a ranged just isn't fast enough. Manaha is running Magfolk's Skull for unbending and plus might. Running light armor at the moment. Her main light armor. Changing Heart. Echoing Misery. Sentinel's Girdle. Searing Flames. Gauntlet of Accuracy. That probably should have been better on a ranger, really. And a Cloak of Minor Missiles. So she's got a few additional spells type things. Potions of Endurance. Running Obsidian Lamp figurines. I just gave her Scroll of Jolting Touch. Potion of Flame Shield. The weapons. The alternate set is Ravenwing and Resolution. So dual wielding. And the one she's currently running is the Redeemer, Soulbound. And that seems to be working quite well. Zawa, I don't trust as unarmed. He is currently running Executioner's Hood, Ryonis Breastplate, Ring of Deflection, Stability, Girdle of the Driving Wave, Unshackling, Melee Damage bonus, although he's no longer meleeing, Guardian's Ancestor Pendant, Restore Major Endurance on Scroll, Potion of Major Recovery, Scroll of Paralysis, and he's got the Worm figurine. On his alternate set, he's got a Soulbound Staff, and he's currently using Wadwis and Bittercut, both of which have Beast Slaying on them. And then Sagani is currently running a Footpad's Hood, a Rebecca, I don't know why she's got heavy armor all of a sudden, Overseeing, Speed, Girdle of Eaton, Eternal Funding, I don't really need that, I guess, Dex, Mirrored Image and Range Deflection. Currently got Eldritch Aim, a figurine, Prayer Against Fear, Potion of Spirit Shield, running Stormcaller as the main weapon, and then in the alternate set, running a unique club and Hearth Harvest. I do have everyone else as well. I did find Pellegrini a bit squishy for a Pally. I thought she should have more strength. You won't let me do party mods here. The Devil of Karak was interesting. Very great for picking locks, but very soft in combat. I mean, was certainly more of a traditional rogue, which didn't help when I needed that extra melee character, and she could not really melee very well. Well, yeah, I'm kind of seeing that. I probably will respec going back into the Phylactery's Promise. Or at least I'll get rid of... I'll probably drop Sagani for... maybe for the Chanter. Because apparently the Chanter has access to chance when leveled up properly to really effectively counter the dragons. Zawa versus Pellegrini. I'm not 100% sure who I'd rather take in that slot. Me with Consulhalt Skull. Aloth with... Aloth with pretty much every spell under the sun at the moment. But I did load out... well, I now have Wall of Many Colours, which apparently makes that last encounter rather straightforward. And I took Major Grimoire Imprint. Well, that one only has the wizard and like the double dragon wizard and whatever else. I took care of the other one, the other dragon. I do have Consulhalt's Crushing Doom, although what helped in that first dragon battle was Gaze of the Ad Dragon, that really helped. But otherwise, he's been much better. Once his 6, 7, and 8 spells filled out, he became a lot better. And he's mastered spells, Fireball, Minor Grimoire, Middle-Eaters, Minor Missiles. So he's okay in terms of thieving stuff. He's, as long as he's kept alive and we don't get Tidal Fists warping to him, he's pretty decent. I mean, what's the name of it? I'll just have to quickly check to see what the name of it was. Not all the bounties. The Siege of Cragholt. So the Siege of Cragholt, I found the outside a lot more dangerous than inside. And once I got inside, I got party wiped repeatedly by the first the first of the apprentices, because the mage spines were just, I couldn't counter them effectively. And then it was just one minor change I did to the party. I think it was just a different fit out basically, and bang, I took them down. And then that session, I took out everybody, including Cancel Out, and that was just like, well, that made it easier. And it is, yeah. So that's what I'm finding. So yeah, I've got Eye of the Ad Dragon. I've got Crushing Doom. I've got Council Heart. I've got Beast Slayer on a lot of the weapons. It's getting there. Now, I played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I played all the Infinity Engine series games on the PC. This is the first one this is my RPG night. Wednesday night's my RPG night. So this is the first one I've played on the console. And yeah, like if I had the ability to mouse and keyboard this, the battles would be so much easier. It's ridiculous trying to pause and grab hold of things, and only 100 slots in inventory, so you can't basically set gear for different encounters. And I've got nowhere to store stuff permanently, and it's just like, just trying to think what it's called. It was Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Forget the one that came after that. And then it was Neverwinter Nights. Then I did Planescape. Then I did Torment Tides of Numenera. And then this. So yeah, I finished those ones. I can see that. Well, see, okay, you say that. An easier Baldur's Gate. I actually had a few people drop into my Baldur's Gate streams who got thousands of hours in it, and so they knew all the metas and everything else, and they were surprised that I was running the Bard. So my party there was Pally main. I had the anti-Pally, the Fallen Paladin. I can't remember his name. Hang on, I'll just quickly look up. I can tell you exactly who I had and why I took who I did. Baldur's Gate 1 party members. And there's a key mechanic I screwed up in Baldur's Gate 1, which you'll think is kind of funny. Okay, so who I had was I think I was setting up to take Allura initially, but who I took was so I was setting up to pick up Branwen, but I didn't pick up. So I took Dawn. So I had my main. I had Dawn. I was going to take Nira, but I did not like Nira at all. She's just a little bit too out there. I had Dynaheir and Minsk, because you can't take them without each other. Then I had Imowen. So it was me, Dawn, Imowen, Dinah here, and Minsk. And so there was one party member left. And I was initially trying to fill that with a magey type person, and I was going to go for Branwen, but I hadn't got that far into the game. So in the end, who I was taking was I've got to find the name here. There's a bard. It wasn't Eldoth. Garrick. Yes, I took Garrick. Now, Garrick I found to be utterly useless. So I was using him as my mule. And so loaded him up with everything, gave him tons of wands and everything else that I was carrying and was going to sell. Didn't know if I wanted to sell off. And because the mechanic I didn't understand was the button or the setting to disable traps. I disabled every trap in the game with my face. And so I'd send Garrick out to disable traps. And also use Garrick to kite bosses and combat back to the party. Until I forget one of the encounters, leaving something, we'd run out of spells, I couldn't rest, we're up against something, and I was like, all I've got left really with any sort of combat is Garrick, and he can't do jack, but he's got all these wands. And so I may as well equip him with a wand and let him loose. And he turned into a turbo wizard with a wand. It was hilarious. And the people watching were like, why have you got Garrick? And they just watched and they're like, huh. Yeah, you give him the right setup and he one-shots his way through most of the game. And I'm like, huh. And so it got all the way to the very end. And I was like, please don't let Garrick be the one that does the killing shot. As it was, Garrick tanked most of the damage. And I'm like, this is wrong. My paladin and my anti-paladin should be the ones leading the way. In the end, I think it might have been Imowen that dealt the killing blow, but it was just like, ah! Well, yes, I stepped on every one of the... Yeah, but there's the disable trap setting, or a function, and I just didn't use it. I didn't see it. And I must have not been paying attention when the game taught me that component. And so the labyrinth you go through right before the end, where there's all the traps, yes, I disabled everyone with my face. So I used a lot more healing than I should have. But no, I enjoyed Baldur's Gate 1. Baldur's Gate 2 was also fun, but I rushed the first couple of acts in order to get Imowen back, and so probably was under-leveled in the last half of the game, and might have missed a whole bunch of content because I was rushing to get Imowen back. So I was looking very carefully at what was said and done to try and get to where she was as fast as possible. And so yeah, probably missed a whole bunch of it. In fact, I could probably tell you what the other game was that I didn't like as much as of the ones so far. Baldur's Gate 1 was probably the best. Icewind Dale, yeah, Icewind Dale. Just I let it auto pick a party for me, and so I was stuck with classes that I just had no idea how to play, and so I struggled with that. It wasn't until like the last half of the last act that I really got my head around it. Neverwinter Nights was similar too. Durlag's Tower. That's Durlag's Tower. That's the super tough tower in Baldur's Gate 2, isn't it? I think it is. My Baldur's Gate in Durlag's Tower. Have I got that the right way around? No, the first one. Let me have a quick look. I did go there. I didn't find it too bad, probably because I didn't hit it until late. So I was leveled pretty well. Did I get the notable gear? Just trying to think. I think I did. I don't know that I fully cleared it. I mean, just looking at it, I don't know that I fully cleared it. I know I went there and did stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Garrick, like Nira, taking Nira is a crapshoot because you don't know what she's going to do anytime she does something. And that's like I said, I was using Garrick as a mule to carry everything and to kite enemies into combat. So have my party set up the way I wanted it to for combat, and I'd send him out to do it. Although the other mistake I made in Baldur's Gate 1 was when I reclassed Emmeline to her dual class, such as she appears in Baldur's Gate 2. I made the mistake of doing it right before entering a dungeon, and so she was useless to the party because she was level 1 and basically lost all her skills and everything else, and I needed her skills for that dungeon. So that was a struggle. But otherwise, no, I loved it. I mean, once I got the hang of the combat and everything, and understood the right spells and potions to use, there wasn't too much. I mean, it was a challenge and it was great fun, but it never felt cheap in terms of combat. Icewind Dale, overall, there wasn't too much in terms of cheap in it. It was just the party comp. I was running a party that I just had no idea how to play. I didn't know what the strengths were, so I probably didn't effectively use them. And in part, they didn't have what I wanted, so I just let the game pick. Yeah, probably not. Well, see, Neverwinter Nights, that got me by surprise, because you don't run a party, you run a main and one companion, and because of the way the combat's set up, one of you needs to be a tank. So if you're not a tank as your main, you need to go and pick up the tank companion, because otherwise they're going to wipe the floor with you. You really shouldn't go in with 2 spell slingers, because they'll take you out too quick. The other thing I learnt with Neverwinter Nights was I took the early missions and tried to go all the way to the completion. And I was getting a difficulty spike about 80% of the way through each of the missions, or the mission I'd chosen, and I just couldn't get past it. And in the end, I went back to one of the other missions, did that, and that allows you to level up enough to go back and finish the last 20% of each of the first missions, which in hindsight makes sense. But at the time, coming out of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Icewind Dale, where you run the mission all the way through, get your XP, get your bonuses and move on, it was a bit different because you're balancing a character development more than mission. Oh, yeah, all nice, mate. All right, let's move on with this. Have a look. What do we got? Maelstrom. It'll be you.
Hello. Use the door.
We'll come back to you. Let's save, because I don't know what's about to happen next. Right, can we actually finish it? I'd like to think we can finish this tonight. All right, let's go this one.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Alright, we probably should take a rest here, but we might be able to make it without doing that. I mean, if we can do that, then we can probably get all the way back to Stalwart before needing a camp or a rest, or maybe even back to Cade Newer. If I can do that, would be preferential.
I will walk unseen.
That's not what I meant to do.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Okay, the game's bugged out. It shouldn't have let me do that. But anyway, I'll take it. No, that's right. Thank you. Welcome back. All right. We're going to take... We'll go the open gate. I mean, I was tempted to wipe them all out, but... part of me just wants to see the chaos. Nice.
Andras tides. Here's hoping the cold gets them before they reach a town.
It is. I am... So, talking of the game having its own uniqueness, it has... well, at least on the console, and yeah, it's bloody annoying. It has... If I want to get the plat, I've got to play it at least twice. And I've got to go basically Murderhobo and then Way of Peace, or either way around. I'm Murderhoboing my way through the first time. And it's basically, if you want the plat, it forces you to play it in different styles. And I like that idea. Not so much of a fan of being forced to play it different ways, but it forces you to consider different solutions to the same problem, other than just stabbing your way through it. I mean, the fact the game doesn't give XP for combat made me realise it's probably not set up to be that sort of game in terms of stabbing your way through it. Yeah, we've cleared everything here. We should be able to go straight up. No, it doesn't. Not in terms of leveling up. You get XP for finishing tasks and quests, but at least, I mean, otherwise I would have been level 16 ages ago. You get gear, you get loot, and your soulbound items will level up if they've got requirements related to combat, but it won't give you XP from combat. Like, it won't level your characters up out of combat. Trust me, because I tried playing it the same way, like I said, because if it did, I would have treated the combat like I did every other game up to this point, and quite happily powered my way through. But it also then means that once you're at a level that you can take on an encounter at a location, such as like in the early encounters, taking on what was it? I forget. It must have been one of the early side missions. Well, it doesn't show in the combat log that XP's gained. I'll double check next time we have an encounter. 3 trophy.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
I used to have this big hound, like to dig for bones. Well, he'd be real excited right about now.
yeah, which is saying it because you go into it expecting to gain XP from anything like you do normally, and it's like, no. Whoops. Don't want to leave just yet.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Well, it's possible that the combat was tied to a task or a mission, which does give you the XP. And so, yeah, you get XP showing up at all these sort of weird sort of times. Nope, I don't want to go that way. There we go. Oh, I mean, there are some cool voice lines. I mean, and it's telling that if there's a voiced conversation, that it's probably pertinent to the storyline. At least the reading's not too bad. Not compared to, say, Planescape.
This is very...
Deceitful wretch! Grave robber! You who dig for that which you did not bury. Speak! Explain yourself and be judged. You seek what is mine, what was rightfully lost. Your actions speak for themselves. The battery opened, the forge ignited.
I did.
You set free souls that hid from me.
Well, I did that too.
Stole from me and evaded my judgment. The dwarves sealed their own fate. The forge was meant to be forgotten.
Well, the drawback that this version has, I mean, I don't know if it's equivalent on the PC, load times between locations. Oh my goodness, it's insane how slow it is.
Denying peace to the
And loading from save.
It was never meant for mortal use. Such power, such truths lie within it. It can bring only ruin. When the Pargrunin came to the White March, they were...
Oh, so it's not just, you know,
They
not just
shared
this
common
game?
beliefs
This
and
version?
purpose.
Fine. Must be a Unity thing.
Their visions for the Forge tore them apart. You have seen this for yourself. They would have destroyed themselves. You need only look to the history of your own civilization for assurance. How many wars, how many fallen empires might have been averted If only their leaders could forget the objects of their ambition. I mourned the loss of Park. Misfortune brought them here. They did not deserve to end so soon.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't go back and rest when I was holding off going back to Stalwart as long as possible until I filled out everybody's inventory, because that was at least 2 load screens, one to get outside of the Abbey, one then to leave the Abbey environment, and then one to load back into load back into Stalwart. And because I traded with the guy at Stalwart so much, his trade screen took forever to come up, and I'm like, I could go back to the inn and get a rest, but I don't want to deal with those extra load screens.
Do not play coy with a god, Watcher. I know you have seen his death. I feel it whenever a forgotten thing is taken from me. Abedin did not deserve to die here. This place was the least I could do to give his remains some privacy. The least I could do for ending his life. I called the moon down to me, Ioni brother. It was against his wishes. He would not listen to reason, would not listen to me. In his madness, he splintered them. But it was not enough. The greatest of the fragments still fell toward that which he would protect. In the end, he took position where it would fall, and absorbed the impact himself. Ioni brother is their smaller sibling, tiny next to them. That time has been forgotten now, so his death belongs to me. Everything he was before the impact. No! He cannot know! He must never know! Understand, he was not always as he is now. His body was not all he left behind. He was devoted to progress and industry from the beginning. So too, in those times he would let nothing go. Nothing could be forgotten. His will was iron long before his body. Time has finished much of what I started. I cannot tell you that much, for fear of undoing all it's cost me.
Okay.
You may ask. What the world casts aside, I take into my care. A thing may be forgotten, but it is never alone as long as I am here. They were lost children, abandoned, fixed on a purpose that no longer had meaning. I took them in, gave them new purpose. I did not create them, but yes, they are mine. They were his once, I won't deny it. He created them as assistants to carry out his work on Aora. But he has long been the overseer of progress, leaving things behind as always his way. I allow him to leave his past in my care, so that it does not hold him back. I suppose we do. But then, the gods have always been able to accomplish far greater things when working together. Speak your mind. Careful what you accuse a god of, mortal. And what if I did, mortal? It does him no harm to forget. On the contrary, it lifts a burden. If Abaddon remembered, it would threaten the harmony between the gods. It was not so long ago that conflict between us led to disaster in your world, and the death of one of our number. Memory is but an image we create to make sense of the present. It carries no truth or meaning but what we ascribe. A slight alteration to it is a small price to pay for peace. The peace between the gods is already fragile. It will not withstand another shock. On the contrary, mortal, their work must continue. Far too much was uncovered while they lay dormant.
Dun dun dun.
Those who know too much of the White Forge will be washed clean from Aora, and then the island shall rest once more. Even if it is as you say, there is nothing that can be done. The Eyeless do not think for themselves. They have only the purpose that is given to them. They do not stop until the purpose is fulfilled. They will not change course now for me or anyone. I am sorry. Only if those they pursue are no longer a threat. The Raid Sarens were stopped before they could take the White Forge. In your case, Watcher, you are well beyond that now. And if what you say is true, then the Deerwood is as well. The interventions of gods seldom work out in anyone's favor. Our touch is too heavy. The world crumbles beneath it. It is why we so often enlist the help of mortals. They execute our wishes with greater care. I have done far too much already. Your determination is commendable, but the eyeless number in the thousands. You will need more than strength or luck. I will give you what aid I can. I bade the eyeless to remain hidden when at rest. They are gathered in the hollow of a great rock, splintered from my only brother. It lies in a flooded crater known as Karen's Scar. Know, too, that they were built to answer the call of their master's hammer. When they hear it strike, they come to its aid. If you were to take that piece of his hammer from here and reshape it in Abaddon's forge into a likeness of the original, you might be able to call them to you. But destroying them would be another matter. I know of one way, but only from the center of the lion's den. Only with their master's hammer at your service. If you can do all this, if you can reshape what remains of Abaddon's hammer and bring it inside their lair, I can instruct you there on what you would need to do. And I will see you through when the time comes. If you do not, be assured, they will come for you as they did for the Pargrunen.
Right, let's go.
Careful as you approach the lake. When I claimed the Eyeless, I made sure they would not be discovered while they slept. Many of my most devoted followers stand watch there. They will not allow you near.
Oh, yes, they will.
And there is something far worse. Something more fearsome and dangerous than any eyeless. Let us hope you do not attract its attention.
Dun 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 dun. Alrighty. Let's raid. Now let's double check. Alright, I got space. Directly to the foundry. Come on, don't get stuck now. Please don't get stuck. Good. All right, let's make things happen. Let's recreate it. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they are, and they're annoying. Very, very annoying. Especially if you forget to do something in one area and you've travelled somewhere else and you have to travel back. And hence, it was super annoying to keep doing the phylactery as promise side quest and dying constantly. I mean, I had a save right outside the Wall of Thorns, but each reload from save took as long as that, if not slightly longer, and it was just for getting party wiped so quick. Frustrating. Anyway. Dun 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 dun. Okay.
I've heard enough.
This threatens all of us now.
It does.
See, Darian? He'll tell you. We can stop him.
If he's seen them, he knows better. Something killed a whole crew of hunters out in the wood. Tore them apart like dolls, insects.
I told ya. All we gotta do is get him in range of these cannons, and then we blast him.
We don't even know what they are.
The destruction my dreams warned me of. And your greed and recklessness have brought them on us all!
You burning our village didn't help matters none.
It wasn't my clan that attacked you.
Nope.
No difference. One ogre stinks as bad as the next.
I came to offer my clan's help. The White March has been our home for centuries. We'll defend it alongside you. Sound it anywhere in the White March, and 3 of my best warriors will be at your side.
Oh.
Your battles become ours.
Right, that's one.
What's your plan for dealing with them exactly?
That lake's notorious. Folk never come back from that. Oh. Ahem. You know, those heavy cannons you fixed might come in handy. Hear me out. Kieran's Scar should be just in range for those guns. You just point out your target and I'll do the rest.
If those things are on the move, we don't have much time. If you're really gonna stop them, take this. It's not much, but it's good enough to make the old Pargrunen Smiths proud.
Three. Okay. Definitely going to save. I think Aloth had injury, but definitely going to save again, because again, I don't want to be loading and failing and loading and failing. All right, push, 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 push. Well, wait a second, wait a second. If I don't go and do this, because if I go and do this, I'm going to lose Abaddon's hammer. Oh no, I get to keep the hammer. Right, okay. Let's have a look at what it is. Who has it? Right, we're going to go and sell that stuff off first. Find out who's got... We're going to go back to Stalwart's village first. We'll take the extra load times. Actually, there is I thought there was a second exit down here. Oh, the battery watchtower. I don't want to go up that way. I'll find out who's got it. Who has it? Alright, please don't give me combat straight up. Right. Definitely save. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let me see who's got what. Oh, I've got it. Ah, well, what happened to my flails? Oh. Hmm. There are my flails. Right, got it. And there's the horn. Let's offload bulwark frequency elements. Grab that. My flails back. Right, okay. Now I should go everywhere else. Okay, I can't read that. Okay, the coal leader. Did she? She did. Got it. Done. Now we've saved. I worked out who's got what. Now is that a two-hander or is that a one-hander? Didn't check. Two-hander. It's a two-hander. Tempted. Now, who should I bind that to? I could bind it to my main. Tempted. Wait a second. Somebody says it's actually a good idea for using it for a crit weapon. No, it actually suggests priests are good with it, but I don't have anybody. Who has... Eda's got a soulbound? I see he's got a soulbound weapon already. Soulbound. Tempted. Well, I've saved the game. Let's soulbind it. Alright, that's... Oh, good golly.
Wait till I tell the kids about the time their mother charged into a frozen lake swarming with giant golems. Goodness me. Oh, I like that. A bit slow on the backswings, but that was rather impressive. I mean, yep, got it. All right, let's have a look. What do we get?
I can think of a
Bunch of
better
stuff.
place for this stuff.
Can I go this way? Nope. Hence, I'll go this way. I don't want that.
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
We'll go the long way. No Skin to Soros, thank you for dropping in. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the assists.
Not a sound.
I'm on the trail.
Come on, drop him. Right. At a point now where I think we're about to finish everything up. We clearly didn't have enough room to pick everything up.
I can think of a better place.
Right, we'll come back to that. Ow. Right, we're going to run back to town. We'll take a... I think we'll rest at the inn, then come back out here, start looting things again. Yeah, we'll do that. Take the load hit. And basically put ourselves in a position for being all ready to go next week. In fact, what we'll do is we'll drop in a chat, close things out, and call it a night. If I can do it now. Alrighty. Big thank you to everyone. Tunes up. Alright, big thank you to everyone coming out tonight. Regulars, first timers, chatters, lurkers, and everything in between. Very much appreciate having you all here. And thank you for the assists. We are planning next stream to be Friday night. It's going to be Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones. That's the first session on that. Then Saturday and Sunday we're going to roll through. We're going to roll through Subnautica Below Zero, and next Monday back into Mass Effect again. Sunday we're also doing our giveaway draw, which this week is for a copy of Banishers New Eden. Ghost of New Eden, what it is. If you want in on that, head for the Discord. You'll find a channel in there called Multiplayer Server Details. Let me just type it in. Yeah, channel called Multiplayer Server Details. No, wrong channel. Giveaways. Head in there, find the blue button, click the blue button, and you're automatically in the draw. And that'll take place, like I said, before Sunday's stream. Zoom out. Get through this in the background. Alright, so, yeah. Big thank you again for everyone coming out tonight. It is a very good night from me to all of you. And we'll see you all again next stream.